They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible for the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
Good evening, glory, hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story? What's going through you? This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Give it up for yourself, Bass Galaxy. It's Wednesday night. Beats don't fail me now. Let's go.
That was abrupt. It was an abrupt entry.
Yes, we landed abruptly. It was kind of when on the plane when the wheels do this.
Yeah.
Before you hit the ground. Hello, Bass Galaxy. Hello, how are you today? Welcome back. Welcome back.
I too am well.
E2 Brute. Ladies and gentlemen, the co-host of this deal right here, back again. Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. Give it up for Ryan Popcorn Whitaker.
What's that?
He's right there. I don't know what's going on here. There's something that Gingy, are you there?
We've been out in the sun.
Yeah. Is Andrew, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
There he is.
Okay. Yeah, Andy, do we have a live studio audience tonight? Yeah, there they are.
I heard him.
Now they're here. Now we can get the party started because tonight is a celebration for Bassmaster Classic champion Johnny Garrett. Give it up for Johnny. Yes, sir. That's how you do it in the Bass Galaxy.
Patty's got it.
Beats don't fail me now. Plus a boatload of some of John's friends are going to come aboard tonight and party. So it should be a good time. It should be a good time. Popcorn, you feeling good, aren't you?
I'm feeling all right.
I can tell. I can tell. Hey, you know who's on the chat board taking care of business?
Who's on the chat board?
TC Business.
Oh yeah,
that's Rock and Show Fantasy.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
Hey, yeah, he's running the old Stray Cast chat board, and guess what? He's also running a little like and share contest tonight, and we have not one but two like and share contests tonight. First off, as usual, per quo, a fun box of Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey paraphernalia to your door. Thank you, Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, for your continued support of Stray Cast. And also, get this, compliments of Johnny Garrett and Waterland sunglasses. Whatever John's favorite shades are, that's the pair you get, Bass Galaxy. All you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. 2 chances to win something cool. Yeah, it's that easy. Waterland shades and a Tin Cup box of fun to your door. Boom.
Be dumb not to do it.
You absolutely would. Be hysterically dumb. What's hysterically dumb? Not to do it.
Hysterically.
Hysterically and historically. Speaking of making history, ladies and gentlemen, the best dang producer in the bass fishing galaxy. Do not pay any attention to the man behind the curtain. He is the Wizard of Oz, ladies and gentlemen. It's Andrew Ellenberger. He's a ginger ninja. Yes, sir. Andy, how are you?
Buttons.
You're just hitting buttons and doing stuff.
We're getting
back here in the Bass Galaxy.
He's a button pusher.
Yes, Gingy, it's another champion's delight tonight on Stray Cast. This is the home. This is where the champs come to party, Gingy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Say what I'm knowing. Hey, Ginge, a lot of cool stuff going on in bass fishing. Our friend Corey Johnson won. We talked a little bit, but congratulations. Corey's coming on the 22nd after the Sturgeon Open. So maybe Ryan, maybe you're going to win the Sturgeon Open. Maybe Corey is going to win it. I don't know.
We're going to be there.
You guys are going to be competing against each other. Should be amazing. Hey, also, congratulations to my boss at Bassmaster, Kyle Jesse, executive editor of digital content on Bassmaster.com, is the promotion he just received. Congratulations, Kyle. Sincerely, well deserved. Kyle Jesse. Now check out the Opens start tomorrow on Logan's Martins. Good luck to our horses in the race, and don't forget to tune into the Great White Opens. I think on the Straight Cast Network. I think they're next week. But I think Kyle is going to be on Fox Sports with Ronzel Moore, with
nice.
Ronnie Moore. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or not, but check out Fox Sports and the Bassmaster Opens coverage on there as well. Okay, moving right along. Hey, let's talk about some of the amazing advertisers that make this show happen. You want to do it?
Let's talk about
You want to do it before we get the party started? We got to pay a couple bills. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it started and chop. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I like it. Believe it or not, it's just me. Hey, Ryan. You know where I shop? Besides Dollar General.
I'm going to guess Omnia.
I do shop at Omnia Fishing for all my bassin needs. And Omnia's got a special deal going on right now.
Omnia Pro.
Now, Omnia Pro. I call it the Pres Priora Premium Pro Pack.
Premium
But it's
Prestige.
really just the Omnia Premium Pro. Really just Omnia.
Short for professional.
Yes. Yeah. Omnia Pro at OmniaFishing.com. The application gets you multitudes of advantages. Tell them about it, Ryan Whitaker.
Yeah, lake maps, access to structure detail, current conditions on whatever lakes you're going to. You also get 10% back on all your purchases on the website. There's a 7-day free trial. There's no reason to not do it.
Okay. 7-day free trial. Omnia Pro. OmniaFishing.com.
OmniaFishing.com.
Hey, Ryan,
Omnia
speaking
Pro.
of OmniaFishing.com, I know you just got an order in and you re-upped because summer's coming and you ordered your favorite frog rod. Tell everybody what your favorite frog rod is.
7.6 medium heavy Veritas tournament.
That's the black one.
That's the black one.
Yeah.
Yes.
7.6 medium heavy.
Yeah, and sometimes 7.3 medium heavy.
Okay.
If it's short distance frogging.
If you're Rojassing, little Rojassing is the 7.3.
Like dock frogging, short cast bank frogging 7.3, long cast and lily pads, everything else slop 7.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, basically, you need a 7.3 and a 7.6 if we're going to be real about it.
Correct.
65-pound or 50-pound braid guy.
65.
65. You even used to throw 80 once, didn't you?
I used to throw 80 a lot. Yeah.
Check them out. The Abu Garcia Tournament Series Veritas at OmniaFishing.com. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes,
hey, Ryan, you are a Derber. That's all you do is tournament fishing guide and then talk about fishing on straight casts and then go make spinnerbaits and go make jigs. So pretty much your whole life is just fishing.
Yeah.
So in other words, you need something to keep you running and you can't skip a beat.
Yep.
And they don't skip a beat at Impulse Lithium. What's going on over at Impulse with Darlene and Bill right now?
If you're a Derber and if you're not using lithiums, fishing tournaments, I mean,
Silly.
Yep. But also at Impulse, they are offering tournament rewards, contingency program, $500 for a tournament win in qualifying events. I believe it's 40 boats is the cap, 40, 50 boats.
Okay.
Just go to impulselithium.com, check it out, click on tournament rewards. And if you got an Impulse, get signed up. You can win 500 extra bucks in any qualifying event.
We got to get the guys for the Big Lake
Absolutely.
Derb coming in on that, Ryan.
Yep.
And while we're at it, tell them about that deal going on.
Yeah, huge open tournament on the south end of Lake Michigan. Hasn't been one of this magnitude since the Bassmasters Classic in 2000.
I know, like a giant derb here, dude, in Chicago. Yep. I'm stoked.
August 3rd and 4th, Hammond Marina. To sign up, just go to eventbrite.com and South Shore Bass Open on Eventbrite. Get signed up now. It's going to be capped at 150 boats. A lot of people are already signing up, so get over there and get signed up. You're not going to want to miss it. 2-day team derby, up to $30,000 based on 150.
Yikes. And that's in
First
August.
place.
August what?
August 3rd and 4th.
August 3rd and 4th, team tournament, Big Bucks, Lake Michigan, Chicago. One of the biggest tournaments, if not the biggest tournament here on the South Side since the Bassmaster Classic.
24 years.
And we're excited. I mean, Ryan, you're going to have to beat Ralph Steiger. We know that. We'll have him on to talk about
I'm probably just going to back
in
out
the near future. Hey, slices, dices, and even catches mices. Ryan Whitaker, whiterivernKnives.com /stray.
Yeah. So I was I used mine the other night to slice steak in half, like the long ways, right?
Oh, nice.
Straight through them. It was crazy. I had one I hadn't used yet, like butter.
Dude,
straight,
I mean,
straight
and no kidding
insane.
here. Sharpest
Scary.
knives that we've ever used in our lives.
Yes.
The whiterivernKnives.com. Check them out. Custom knives for everyday use in your life. Fisherman, hunter, kitchen, whatever. EDC right there. Hey, speaking of everyday carry, you know who's always carrying? It's the Gypsy. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Luke Foley, Tin Cup Whiskey's very own Whiskey Gypsy, and he's on the road, of course. Welcome, Gyps. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. We always have "Take Your Whiskey Home" as your theme song. That, of course, is Van Halen. But I mean, we need another. We need like an original whiskey.
Think so?
Yeah, whiskey. Like, he's a gypsy traveling on the road, drinking whiskey and singing songs and fighting in bars and catching bass. His name is a Whiskey Gypsy.
James, were you rolling on that?
I like that. Did anybody get that recorded?
I hope so.
We
This
got
is
it.
live, so I think we just nailed that one. But
Okay.
welcome back, Whiskey Gypsy. It's good to see
you.
you, bud. Where are you rolling down the highway to?
Oh, I'm heading home.
Heading home.
I had a tasting tonight. Heading home. So.
Excellent. Hopefully, I have a tasting tonight too.
Yeah.
See what happens. Hey, Foley, for those that don't know, every week here on the Straight Cast Show, Luke Foley comes on, compliments of Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, and gives you, the Bass Galaxy, the Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week. And every time you hear that word, you take a little sippy von sippy of whatever you choose. It could be a nice cold Coca-Cola. It could be a black coffee, or it could be a good old Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bassin. And before we hear the word, one more thing. If you take a sip, you got to sip responsibly. Remember that. Hey, Foley, what is the Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week?
Well, I think with the tournament that just happened, I think we're going to go with like anything spawn, post spawn, shad spawn.
Oh,
anything
shad
like
spawn.
that.
Yeah, shad spawn would apply here.
Yep.
Yes, shad spawn would. Because we in Corey's when Corey's on the 22nd, the word of the week is going to be Wheeler King. Okay.
Wheeler King.
Yeah, on the 22nd.
Okay.
IYKYK.
I'm fine with that. I was glad to see Corey win.
Hell yeah. Gosh dang right, Corey Johnson's a champion. Nobody takes that away. You know what I'm saying?
Every time you spawn, take a drink.
Every time you shed spawn, take a drink. And of course, Luke Foley will call you off work if you get a little bit rambunctious tonight. But again, please sip responsibly. Foles, as usual, there is like and sharing going on this deal. A friend with something is a friend indeed. And what we're doing tonight, as usual, is giving away a Tin Cup Whiskey box of fun to your door, as well as a pair of Waterland sunglasses. And Foley's, you can win the Waterlands. You already got enough Tin Cup. You can win the Waterlands. All you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. Take it off of privates. And at the end of the show, Johnny's going to announce the deal. He's going to announce the winner.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Hey, Foles.
Yeah.
You know what? They're eating. They're eating, bud.
They are. I got to get up there. I'm gonna try
They're
to get up there
eating.
and go with you next week. I've been catching them around here pretty good, so we caught a bunch last night. So.
Hey, and if you ever want to get on them small jaws, you know who the best guide in the Chicagoland area is, and owner of fishing.com.
I gotta get out with him too. So.
Yeah, and what's the website, Ryan? ChicagoBassFishing.com.
ChicagoBassFishing.com.
How appropriate. And that gets you a direct link to Ryan Whitaker's guide service. Again, like and share the live Facebook feed. Your chance to win yourself some goodness from Tin Cup
Fun pack.
Yeah. And
Fun
pack. Anna Waterland fun pack. What do you think, Foles? You want to get the party started?
Yeah, let's put the power poles down and get going.
Hey, let's do it. Hey, put the power poles. I like how you did that, Foley.
Yeah, no
you can tell he's in here a little bit. Hey,
my battery in my phone's about to die, so there's that.
Hey, put the power poles down. We're back with your Harris Chain champion, Johnny G, and the prizes. Don't go nowhere. Coming right back.
All right, see you guys. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created two incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Omnia Premium Pro gives you the confidence to eliminate dead water on thousands of lakes across the U.S. Exclusively on the Omnia app, use 10 unique data layers containing critical real-time mapping information to see water temperature, water clarity, contours, lake bed hardness, and important weather data all in one place. Matched with Omnia's loyalty credit program on all your tackle and gear needs, this is the only app you need in your arsenal for success on the water.
That's a pretty good one.
Based in Chicago, Illinois, Tightrope Fishing has been designing and producing high-quality tackle for over a decade. Creators of the Baby Fireworks Super Jig, Bite Getter Spinnerbait, and more, Tightrope products are made by actual bass anglers that understand the need for tested and proven baits that catch fish. Tightrope products are available at tightropefishing.com and your favorite online tackle retailers.
Welcome back. Make no mistakes, this is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show where we celebrate victory of Bassmaster champions. For some, a blue trophy comes more than one time. For some, blue trophy never comes. For this angler, his first blue trophy came his rookie year. In his third ever Bassmaster Elite Series tournament. Bass Galaxy, give it up for the one and only Bassmaster Elite Series champion, Mr. Johnny Garrett. Give it up, folks. Yeah, John.
It's not brothers.
What's going on? Give me an internet high five, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to see you. Congratulations, champ.
I appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
I mean, bud, you won a blue trophy, and it's one of the biggest deals in our world. Okay. In this world that we share, John, it's one of the biggest deals in the world. A blue trophy. Ray Scott's dream. Elite Series angler. That's you. Rookie year. Third dirt, bud. Come on.
Crazy.
You.
Who would have thought? I mean, I never thought I'd win one for sure, let alone be there. And, just to be there is crazy. Win one, different level of crazy. I never would have guessed it for sure.
Yeah, man. And congratulations sincerely to you, Morgan, and the whole fam, bud, and all your friends, man. It's just because it's that big of a deal. Again, in our world, this bass galaxy, this world of bass fishing that we live in, there's some very important things, John, as you know, and there's a blue trophy, there's an AOY, there's a Bassmaster Classic trophy, and of course a Bass Fishing Hall of Fame as the ultimate capper. And you got one of them. You got a check mark now, buddy. You got to check.
Yeah. Pumped about that. I mean, to win that with some of my family there means everything. I mean, like you said, it's the Bass Galaxy. Getting one of those things is one of our goals, and it takes a whole lot of selfishness in us anglers. What we do away from the house, away from home, away from town, away from the family, to chase this crazy dream, to catch them green slimy bass. So glad to do it for them for sure.
And really, you said something very important there, John, in that it takes a lot of selfishness on your part in order to succeed at your occupation. And those anglers that succeed the most are the ones that immerse themselves in their craft. We've seen it throughout bass fishing history. And it's great, as you just stated, to have a support system that helps you achieve those goals. It's very important for success.
I can't do it without it. I mean, if I was to leave home and them not support me, I wouldn't go anymore. Because I mean, family first. No, not even a question. So having those people behind you and supporting you and pushing you to do better, that's all you can ask for.
100%. Hey, Johnny, meet my co-host, Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. He's fished some opens against you. Yeah, Popcorn.
Yes, sir. Popcorn, how are you?
Yeah.
Good, man. Nice to meet you, John.
Yeah, he's a fellow Gerber. He hopes to be in that club you fish someday. You know what I mean?
We're gonna take another shot at it.
Yeah. Hey, so we're gonna do something a little different this time. We usually kind of do a timeline from when you were an embryo to now, but now we're gonna go reverse. Okay, so let's start now with your, and let me back up a moment. And we often mention this on the show, as Ryan will attest. When Jerry McInnes was on, he told us that, and this just resonates with me constantly, but he told us that everything in life happens for a reason, as well as everything in bass fishing happens for a reason. It's so simple and like Captain Obvious type quote, but it's so real, John. It's so real. And that's why I want to go through this timeline backwards to kind of reiterate. And maybe you could help us understand what you think some of the reasons are for these PowerPoints in your timeline of your bass and history. Yeah. Okay. So the first one, of course, is the win at Harris. All right. And we'll just kind of leave that right there, and we'll continue down the timeline. 2023 Opens is where you qualified, and finally the dream came a reality. What were you? You were second place in points?
Second. Yeah,
second. So you did really well in the 23 Opens, and you realized, okay, here is my opportunity. All right, let me back down a little more. 2022, How many spots you missed it by, Ryan? Was like you missed it by what?
Yeah, 5th and missed it by 1, right? 'Cause somebody opted out or something like that.
In 22, missed the elites missed it by that much.
Yeah,
as they would say. And then in 21, you had another miss, didn't you?
Yeah. So I actually, 21, I actually lost a tiebreaker to get into the opens.
Weird thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
what
lost,
is the tiebreaker for that? Just out of curiosity.
So, it was super weird. So, I tied the last day of the Central Open. I tied for 12th place or 13th place, and I had the 2 smallest bags of the tournament, which knocked me back, I think, to 15th. And then I ended up coming 1 point short of qualifying, because the qualifying points tiebreaker is the overall weight for that division.
Okay.
Oh,
yikes! I mean, that is a weird thing too that happened.
So it was like a double tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Oh yeah. It was
wow.
It was quite heartbreaking for sure. And I believe in. Go ahead, y'all run off with it. Y'all got it.
No, that's ridiculous.
Ryan's just thinking how pissed he would be.
No, I can't even imagine that. That would be. I mean,
but again, the whole point. Look at this.
You got back at it.
So far, that's how many you qualified in 23 for 24, but there was 2 misses so far before.
So,
well,
there was another one.
I know, but we didn't get. We're going backwards. We're going back.
Keep going. Yeah, you got it.
We're getting to it. And this is the one. This is the one that really gets me. Okay, but when we get to that, but let's go to 2020. Graduate from Bethel with a business degree, right? So you did it like every Bill Dance seminar ever said, right? And it was, hello, everybody. I'm Bill Dance. And my advice to the youngsters out there is to make sure you get yourself a business education if you want to be a professional angler, right? Isn't that how it is? And you did it.
That's
you
it.
Did it. That's pretty cool, actually. I mean, the fact that you actually went through that and did it and realized that was something you may need for success in your career. Again, everything happens for a reason. But let's bump it here now. 2017. This is what you were talking about, John. That was some crap luck. Let's just say that. You want to tell the story of what happened on your your first miss for the elite?
Yeah. So let's go back to Grand Lake. The same situation I was in 2020. So 2017, where I was at Grand Lake, the last Central Open. After day 1, had no idea this was going to happen. I ended up leading the points in the Central Division after day 1 of the last tournament of the division, and I got a text from Ronnie Moore, like, dude, you're in it. You're in the points race. I'm like, I don't know, 17, 18, had no idea what's going on. Ain't checked the points. I ain't even thought about qualifying for the Elite Series. I was really just trying to cut a check in that Open. And I was like, oh, golly, like, I got a chance to do something here. So day 2 of that Grand Lake tournament, I have until 5 o'clock to fish. I'm like the last flight. Y'all know how them opens are. There's like 220 boats.
Yeah.
I have till 5 o'clock to catch like 8-9 pounds of bass, and I'm like, all right, let's go get this done. I went out, fished all day, was able to catch a decent little bag of bass for Grand Lake, 11, 12 pounds. I had a motor malfunction. Did not make it back to weigh in. So
yikes.
Yeah.
And that was actually your first elite miss, but the third one we talked about. With all that being said, and going back to what Jerry McInnes told us, that everything happens for a reason. In your eyes, John, why did all these things happen, and why did it not happen until 23 for you?
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't ready. I mean, I know I was having some success in the opens, but like, fishing through college, fishing through the opens, I had was able to put so much experience under my belt. And, on the water, but even off the water in our industry, kind of the business side of what we do. And I was able to kind of slowly, learn the ins and outs of those things. And even this year or last year when I did qualify, I was like, "Whew, I did it." What a sigh of relief. But then it's like, I gotta come up with 50 grand like tomorrow,
That's the
basically.
reality.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Like fishing the opens for me is one thing because, come October, we have a $6,000 deposit and then we pay $800 here, there, or however that works.
Yeah.
Which I was barely scraping that together, but I made it happen. But now now we're looking at 50 grand.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
a lot.
October. That's a lot of money. It's October. My first deposits are due in like 3 weeks. Man, it hit hard. And that is when the years of the being in the industry helped me out a lot.
Okay.
If I was to do that in any years past, I think I'd have been going to the bank and begging for a loan. I really do.
Running credit cards. Yeah.
Yeah. So that really just, the fishing side of it is one thing. I mean, you got some of these rookies now, they're killing it. They don't have that much experience and they're knocking out of the park. The fishing side is one thing, but the business side is really where it helped me. And it took me that long. Like I don't have I'm just gonna call it the Jordan Lee gift. Like I feel like every time Jordan Lee's jerkbait hits the water beside his boat, a 6-pounder jumps on it.
Angels
I
sing
don't
and
have that.
6-pounders eat. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So I don't have that just supernatural gift of getting fish in a boat. It's a lot of hard work for me, and it took me those years to really master like that hard work and the pre-practice and leading up to the tournament. I feel like if I'd have made it years ago, I probably wouldn't have had any success really.
Well, and that's great that you're self-aware enough to understand that too. I mean,
Yeah.
because looking back, let's look at what else happened. If we go further down the timeline, 2016, you win the college championship, and then you also in 17 go to the Bassmaster Classic. Okay, so here's the deal: like 2017, you already tasted blood. I mean, you tasted the blood, and
Yeah.
you're at the Bassmaster Classic. You got the adrenaline, you got the feeling. And now you get let down. I mean, in essence, crushed 3 times
Yeah.
by your dream.
Yeah, I'll say this. So that's kind of correct. So we're talking about the classic. So Jordan Lee won that classic that I fished on Lake Conroe, and Jordan came through the same way I did. Through the call, he won the college championship, and he won that classic I was at. And I didn't make the day 3 cut. I was sitting up in the stands, watch him win that tournament. Man, I had chills for I feel like weeks from watching him win that tournament. And like you said, I just got a little blood in my mouth. I got a little taste of it, and I'm like, I want to be up there weighing those fish with Dave Mercer one day.
Yeah.
And those years of the opens, I was getting just enough success. I'm like, I think I got it in me. I think I got it in me. But at the same time, it's like, is this what I'm meant to do? Like, am I supposed to do this? Because when you come a hair short every year, it's like, man, maybe this is a sign I'm not supposed to be a bass fisherman. Maybe I'm supposed to put carpet in a house or something. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Well,
It is funny you say that you don't think you're ready because there's nothing like that in all other sports, all other like organized sports. There's a path to the professional level, and there's people watching you, telling you when you're ready and when you're not ready. And bass fishing, it's just like you got to be your own coach, your own management, and that's great that you kind of felt that at the time too. You don't hear that from a lot of anglers. They're just like, I'm getting it, let's go. And I'm sure there's been some guys that qualified too early and got washed out. So
yeah, for sure. And and we all realize when this happens, it's like we all have everybody that fishes the opens or the elites or the Bass Nation, like we all have a good bit of fishing skill in us and a fish catching ability. But when we have a good tournament, if we look back on it, we're like, man, that was pretty dang lucky. Like all the successful tournaments I had in the opens when I was, younger, I look back, I'm like, man, I sure got lucky a lot this year. Instead of me like my brain saying, "Hey, let's go check that spot over there," and me go over there and it is what it's legit. Like I did my work and
Right.
I found that place and like I meant to find it. Like I did it on purpose. When a lot of
Sure.
stuff
You patterned them.
you
Yeah.
catch fish, it's not on purpose. So, yeah, that's how I felt younger. Like in my young opens career, I was getting lucky a lot because I had that fish catching ability, but I just wasn't putting everything together like I should have been on the water.
And it happened when it happened, and it happened for a reason. Hey, here's the last point, going backwards in the timeline, and this is the coolest thing in my opinion about you, Johnny. And I love this. Whenever we have an angler on, a champion on, who was taught to fish by his granddad, and my granddad's picture sits right here in the studio. He's the one that taught me to be a proper bassin man, and it's a warm place in my heart for it. And so I'm going to take you back to 2006 when you're in the Real Foot Lake Bassin Club.
Yep.
And you and Grandpa Johnny are out there Durbin. I mean, tell me about those days. I mean, that's what laid the foundation, man, isn't it?
Yeah. Man, Pat did some extreme digging on this.
It's my job.
I don't know how.
I work one day a week.
Yeah. I don't know how far back in Google you had to look for this, but you did a good job on this. I'm not sure what happened.
There's more coming,
man. Don't you worry, son.
Yeah. Don't do anything wrong. If you have any dirt, do not come on Stray Cast because he's going to find it and expose you on there.
We know people, and you don't want to wake up with a horse head in your bed. Just remember that. We're from
the
Chicago.
National Enquirer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, you won't find anything negative on this show, for real, John. And I think you know that about this. That this is to celebrate you champions, and again, man, like the deal that Grandpa Johnny got you into this, and I read a little bit about I love Real Foot Lake because I used to watch Bill Dance shows from there. Never fished it, always dreamed about fishing it. And I know that's a special place to you, and that's where you cut your teeth.
So for sure. So we'll dig into that Real Foot Lake Bass Club. So the Real Foot Lake Bass Club is now and originally was, and I'm going to say an old man Bass Nation TBF old school club. They were, going out fishing club derbies. They were fishing the Bass Nation and TBF state championship team trails and individual stuff. Like it is where your old school grassroots kind of is. I mean, like you can't really find that now.
Still is.
Yeah. I just feel like it was different then, and now it's just a totally different level of fishing. But I was fortunate enough that when I was 10, 14 years old, 10 to 14, that a lot of those adult members in the Junior Bass Club had kids my age, and my generation had a lot of young people that wanted to bass fish. So hats off to, I'll dig into my granddad in a second. Hats off to all those guys there that took the time to make the Junior Bass Club and set weekends every year to take us bass fishing, because that was kind of what we got started doing. My granddad he got me into that. He was taking me every weekend because
That's
back
awesome.
in the school days, we were bass fishing Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday till dark. On the old school Kentucky Lake ledge fishing days, or flipping cypress trees on Real Foot.
Yeah, buddy.
And when it got too cold to bass fish, we were in a duck blind or deer stand together. I mean, he grew me up in the outdoors. And when he introduced me to that Real Foot Lake Bass Club with all my buddies, it was just the right environment. I had, my group of friends, probably 20 of us, We all really liked to fish against each other. We had a heck of a time. And man, we had those old school coaches, in being our boat captains. So we learned a ton, had a heck of a time. And there was not I'm going to use a stray cast word here. There was not a more proper way to raise a bunch of young kids in the outdoors than what they did for us.
Dude, that's
awesome.
that is very awesome. And
Yep.
so when I think of you, John Garrett, professional bass fisherman, I don't, a lot of people think, oh, he's a rookie, one of them periscope guy, forward facing dude, he's looking at the periscope all day. But I don't necessarily, I think of you as a proper bassin' man, but I think of you as an outside guy, proper bassin' man. And when I did a little more digging, I found out that that's what your grandpa taught you. He taught you to fish outside. He taught you to get off the bank, where to throw outside, fish ledges, that kind of stuff. And you're a TVA chain ledge fisherman through and through. You use those techniques for your first victory, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that grandpa taught you that.
Yeah. I'm getting chills thinking about that right now. I mean, thinking about when I was a little kid. So I'll tell you how far back it was in the fishing world, is that my granddad not only just had a flasher, but he used to drag a weight and find those points and cuts and creek channel mouths
That's
on the main
awesome.
river channel. in
Like
Tennessee
spoon
River.
plugging, almost dragging. Yeah.
So we would go to that main channel and he always swore by the red buoy side, and some people swore by the green buoy side of the river. That's just how it was. You had some old guys that, like, man, if you're not on the green buoy side of the river, you're not catching big ones. And you had the red buoy side. They basically Crips and Bloods of the time.
Yeah, it's like
they're
Gangland, Kentucky Lake Edition.
Yeah. But yeah, we'd go out there by those buoys, and he would zigzag, I call snake scanning, on that channel with just a flasher or a 2D sonar. And wherever he zigged out further or zigged in further, there was a turn or a cut or something in that river channel ledge. And we'd fish there for weeks. I mean, I remember those giant 1 ounce lead weights on a big long jelly worm, kind of deal. And we would
That's awesome.
we would catch fish until we got tired of catching fish. But that's how I grew up fishing. And
You caught him
literally
till you
did
got
some of the-
tired of catching fish. That's what he just said.
This
Literally.
guy knows how to triangulate.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So
He taught me how to triangulate stuff for some of my club tournaments. We'd go out and find a spot, and he line that telephone pole up with that power line and that red buoy, and throw right to the tip of that island, kind of deal. So I learned all that bass fishing at a super young age, and literally to be able to go to Florida and do something that you really don't hear of people doing a lot in Florida and win a tournament. Crazy how time circles around on you, for sure.
it sure does, full circle,
That's
like
all
you
that
said,
experience, man.
and all from Grandpa Johnny.
Do you still find yourself triangulating things, even though you have all the? Because I do. I mean, I've had all the stuff. I still look at the stacks. We fish around like smokestacks around down here, but
Yeah,
I still look at the stacks and line it up, even though I got a waypoint.
So at the Harris chain, I had a waypoint where I set my boat, and there was a cut in the Kissimmee grass and the sawgrass that a gator kept going in and out of, and the mouth of that cut lined up with one, like the only bare limb, and I could sit on my waypoint and throw right toward like that same line, and I probably weighed a dozen of my 20 fish in on that one particular cast.
I love to hear this, man. This is fantastic.
He's old school,
I hope
bro.
a lot
I
of
told
other
you.
people are listening to this.
I
too,
told you
'cause
he's old school. So
I don't think there's any replacing that stuff. It's all valuable stuff.
with that being said, let's now go back up the timeline.
Okay.
And go to the victory at Harris Chain. Okay. And we're gonna do a little thing here on Straycast. It's called Victory in a Nutshell. All right.
Okay.
So it's basically, I'm just going to give you little points and tidbits about the the event that you fished at you won at Harris Chain, and you elaborate on it, and Ryan the Derber's gonna pick your brain a little bit on some of this stuff.
I'll get in the weeds.
Yeah, we're getting deep in the weeds. There's no doubt about it. All right, so this is Bass Fishing Victory in a Nutshell with John Garrett about his Harris Chain event. Oh, there it is. Victory in a Nutshell. Music. I like it. That's good.
The jazzy segment.
Yeah, the jazzy victory in a nutshell. I like it. Hey, Johnny, you had practice going on, and you the first thing a lot of bass fishermen do is they rely on a little history. You had a little history at Harris Chain, didn't you? Tell us about the history.
Unfortunately, and I guess fortunately now, I have probably more tournament experience on the Harris Chain than any one body of water in the country right now. We went there for high school, college, the Bass Opens way too many times. So yeah, I had been there a lot and almost hated every minute of it. And I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. I've had some success there, but every time I had success, I felt like it was pure luck. I almost won a college championship there because I fished until probably later than I should have been fishing. And I was running back in and I saw a bunch of birds diving on a grass flat.
Yes.
And I just like whipped my boat over, put a waypoint and left because I needed to put the boat on a trailer. And come to find out there was a hard spot in that grass flat and there was a big school of fish there. Another time, this is my favorite, I was idling through the Dora Canal after a big storm and the current was rolling. And I saw a guy bank fishing and he was reeling in a giant bass.
Oh,
and he picked the bass up. And it was like an 8-pounder. He unhooked it and he threw it in his bucket. And that 5-gallon bucket had a bunch of bass tails sticking out of it.
Oh no.
And I was like, well,
he was hungry.
I was like, if I don't find anything else, I'm gonna fish right there off that point. And I literally found nothing else, and I almost top 10 the tournament off that guy throwing right where that guy was throwing. So
gotta be
I've had a lot of experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna challenge you on the fact that you think that's luck. That's not luck. That's fishing, man. You're being
observant.
You're being observant. You know how many guys would just drive by those birds and be like, "Hey, there's some birds over there," and then they go put it on the rack and they don't even think anything about it. You went and dropped a waypoint on it. That's a pro move.
But nobody's driving by a guy with a bucket full of 8-pounders.
I mean, there's
No.
people. That don't.
No.
You're aware of your surroundings.
Yes,
That's a skill.
He is very self-aware. So basically in practice, you pinpointed it that shell beds were the deal, and you had your spot in Dora, and then what's the other lake?
Yeah, Carlton.
Yeah, like from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
Carlton. But you started in Dora every day?
So I started in Dora every morning, and little backstory on that place in Dora. I had found that place last year in the Open. It looked proper, and I got no bites on it. And I went to it in practice, and I thought when I scanned it, I thought I saw a bass there, and I fished it and fished it and fished it and fished it. I mean, for 20 minutes in practice, which is forever for us. And I ended up snagging one in the tail. And I'm like, those are bass up there. And by the time I got to Dora every morning, there was the absolute tail end of a shad spawn going on at the tip of that shell bar. Okay. So I was able to pull up and get a few fish every morning right there, which ended up being really important to me.
And I could tell that you were determined and ready to go. We were right behind you. I was with Wesley Gore. Bass had me with Wesley Gore on day one, and we were right behind you coming out of that. And you were idling hard, son. Like I could tell you were on a mission. Yeah. You were on a mission. And Wesley's like, he's on a mission. And I'm like, he sure is, man. I can tell. And go ahead.
Yeah, it's weird I'm saying this, but I just heard Greg Hackney say this on an Instagram Live or whatever. But like in my head, by the time I got to that shell bar in Dora, if the wind wasn't blowing, which it didn't blow much throughout that tournament, I had about 15 to 30 minutes on that shell bed to make a few bites happen. So I was like, I have to get
Get
there
that.
literally as soon as I can. And it happened that way every day. There was there was more bass on that place I started by far than I feel like any place on the chain, but they would only bite while that shad spawn was happening. And as good as they would bite when I first get there, wind blowing or not, when that shad spawn stopped happening, they quit biting. So I got at the most 30 minutes every morning on that place. So that's why I was kind of on that mission because I
No,
knew
no,
that I need to get there quick.
that's how you got to do it, and there, get it.
Yep.
And that shad spawn, I saw how important that was. You
Yep.
know, I was with Wesley and Drew Cook, and they both were doing their best to capitalize on that shad spawn. So during the event, you committed the 3 days to those 2 spots. You just
Yep.
had 2.
All 4 days. That's the only 2 places I fished. Yep.
Okay. Wait, which day? I'm confused now. Wait, which event was cut to 3? Was that St. John's?
No event. We just lost a day.
Oh, we lost a day of practice. Okay, yeah, never mind. I was so confused. Yeah, because it was Championship Monday that you won on.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
it was like it was such a run together, wasn't it?
Oh, it was crazy. It was like I didn't get to enjoy the win because it's like next day I go to St. John's and fish against Greg Hackney, who's been there 30 times. I've never
Yeah.
even seen the boat ramp before. So
Well, welcome to being a rookie. You know what I mean?
yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
You're faring well so far, Johnny. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
For,
Hey,
for someone that was trying to determine when a shad spawn was done, what's the best way to tell when the shad spawn is absolutely done?
Yeah, I'm going to take away the forward facing deal. No matter what you're throwing, most of the time you could feel the shad on your bait. And when you're feeling the shad hit your bait, and all of a sudden they quit, and if you pull your bait up real slow and there's nothing following it for 20 minutes, it's probably over. And another thing is, if you look at the surrounding banks, a lot of people run to the bank because they can visually see where the white birds are, and that's where the shad are spawning.
Yeah.
The shad spawn really happens on the bank more so at night, and then you literally get minutes or seconds of it when the sun breaks. All those shad pull off the bank. They really continue to spawn off the bank for a lot longer periods of time than they do on the bank. So when you look on the bank and the birds are starting to disperse and fly off, and they're going to creeks looking for crawfish, then you know, okay, that's over up there shallow. I got 20 or 30 minutes offshore here to make this happen. It is harder to tell offshore than onshore for sure.
Right, because they're a little lower in the water column. Is that
Yep.
what it is? Okay.
Yeah, they really tend to, use hard bottom and grass offshore because they still need something to push against to push eggs out and rub up against each other. So once because shad, whether they're spawning or not, they rise at night, and as the day goes, they sink down. There's very few times in the year, maybe in the fall, when they kind of come up for some warm water, but in winter. But majority of times or not, they start high at night, early in the morning, they sink down through the day. And during the shad spawn, they do the same thing. And once they get deeper than I'm saying 6 or 7 foot, they quit spawning and tend to spread out and do what they do and mysteriously disappear from face of the earth after that happens.
Extend the shad spawn offshore. That's all. I've never heard that before.
No,
That's
that's
good
amazing
stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And here's a shocker. He used Tennessee River baits to win this tournament. Yeah, the good old 5XD. You had the hair jig and the old Krig, the old Sea Rig, the old ball and chain.
That's right.
And, that's a good old fashioned bass and derb right there, isn't it, bud?
I loved it. It was beside my big fish area where I weighed most of my fish in. It reminded me of a old beat up school of bass on Pickwick Lake right now. They get out there in April. They stay till July. You can't make them bite. You can't catch one with a stick of dynamite, and that's what those fish reminded me of. And I was able just to lock that crankbait in my hand. I felt it home and triggering bites. That's what it was all about. They didn't want to bite. You had to trigger a bite. So that first day when I started getting those bites, I literally felt like I was at home. So
I love it. I love it.
It's a good feeling.
And a plan comes together.
By the way, if anyone's playing the Tin Cup drinking game, we said spawn a lot.
Yeah, there's a
times in
lot
the
of
last
spawn
segment,
going
so
on right there.
Catch up, guys.
If and by the way, if you haven't liked and shared the live Facebook feed, you have a chance to win the Tin Cup Whiskey Fun Box to your door. Like and share the live Facebook feed. We're going to announce the winner at the end. And Johnny, you may or may not know that you and Waterland sunglasses are giving away your favorite pair of Waterlands. What's your favorite frame on the Waterlands? What? Do you know the name?
Let's do Asher's.
Okay. So we'll give away a pair of Asher's. Let's let them pick the lens color. How's that?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
we'll call it the Champs frame, and they pick the lens color. All you got to do, like and share the live Facebook feed. Boom. Excellent. Nice segue, Ryan. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Hey, you stuck to it 4 days, same deal, feeling at home, and you brought home the victory, bud. You brought home the victory. I want to go back to a little bit about that Tennessee River baits, though, especially the hair jig.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, who's throwing a hair jig on Harris chain? Johnny Garrett. I mean,
it's in the name.
Yeah, that's
Harris.
Yes, he just throw. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you. He's just throwing the chicken at him.
Hairy chain.
Yeah. Dude, cool choice of baits for Florida. All right. I mean, it was. And that's why you felt comfortable, ain't it?
Yeah. That after that first day when that happened, I caught those cranking. I rigged up my ledge fishing arsenal. It looked like I was going out to Kentucky Lake or Pickwick and was going fishing, and I had such a joy tying those baits on. I mean, it was such a change because for the past 2 years we've had like 5 shaking minnows on deck and a pink worm on a drop shot, and you're good to go. And I tied those 2 baits on, and I've stuck them in the back of my boat for my cameraman to be beside. And man, I had up what I love to throw, and that hair jig was the last bait that I had not thrown in that arsenal I had rigged up, because I'm like, out of all these, it's probably gonna be the last one they're gonna bite. And I let that group of fish rest for like 20 minutes. This was throughout day 3. I would let them sit, come in with a new bait, back off of them, let them sit, come in with a new bait. Because I was just trying to experiment because they were there. I just couldn't make them bite.
Right.
And it's so hard, when you're sitting on a place and you try new baits, try new baits, they don't like that. They need somewhat of a breather. And I'm like, all right, this is my last bait that I'm gonna try. And I got that hair jig wet, and I mean, you can launch that thing when it's wet. And I launched it up there, and thump, one knock slack in as soon as I got to them. And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Like this is the one they're going to bite. And ended up weighing 3 or 4 big ones that day, and 2 big ones that last day. So
can you walk the viewers and listeners through your basic technique for that hair jig for those that didn't see it on the Bass Live?
Yeah, so that hair jig, if anyone is wanting to tie one on their own, take a whitetail buck and chop that dude's butt tail off that covers that butt, and stick a preacher jig in it and wrap it up. You might put one feather in it if you like a little color, put a little color in it. But it's literally a buck-tailed, deer-tail jig is all it is. Wow. And you put a video of me smelling it. It smells like a deer for years. I mean, they stink. I don't know. That has nothing to do with it, but it's just an exposed hook in a deer tail. And with an exposed hook, like most of your other baits, you want like a medium heavy rod with a fast tip. I mean, you want something that loads up. And that bait is notorious. It's notoriously known for missing fish. Because I mean, it's a big profile bait, and you have to treat it like a swim bait bite or a spinner bait bite. Kind of, they bite it and you just load into it. You can't jerk it away. You jerk it away from them. But had it on big line, Of course, I was shallow, so I wasn't fishing deep. I had it rotating between 17 and 20-pound fluorocarbon. And the reason why they were biting the hair jig, um, well, I mean, you kind of said the first point, they've probably never seen one in the state of Florida before.
Yeah.
And the second reason is those are old fish, and one of the only ways is to get one to bite is to trigger a bite.
Yeah.
So you throw it out and you keep a taut line on it, hits the bottom, 3 or 4 fast reel handle turns. Let me get my hand reset. It hops up, hits the bottom, hops up. But after it hits the bottom, you hop it up. Right here at the very top of that, you pause it. So these fish are trailing that hair jig, and then when you pause it, they just collide into it. You know,
Oh, yeah.
they swim straight to it, and it's one of them deals like eat it or they get hit in the face with it. So that's when they flare them gills out and suck that jig in.
Hey, Johnny, you
just
know
like that
that I hit Matt Robertson in the face with a hair jig once, knocked
Did
him
you
to the
really?
ground. Yeah, like a 1-ouncer. We were fit.
You do
Oh,
well.
gosh.
Yeah, I mean, he was down. He was down. He bled all over his shirt. It was disgusting. Anyway, I'm sorry.
John, do you have a water clarity requirement for catching them on that hair jig?
No, it doesn't matter. I mean,
You can catch 'em in the mud?
there's very what was that?
You can catch them in the mud on that thing?
Yeah, you catch them in the mud. I mean, really the only time you're using it, there's not a situation where I can see using it in gin clear water because if you're anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon, there's color in the water. And and if you get north of it, they really don't school up like they do in the southeast part of the world. So there's not a situation where I see a watercolor being an issue. So just normal Tennessee River color or nasty mucky Lake Eustis Harris Chain mud color. It's debate to get them.
So it's more a school of fish rule than anything then. Like
Yeah, it's good for catching, I would say, pods of bass. Most of the time I'm throwing it into a group of fish just to try to trigger a bite or trigger a big bite because that hair jig is not seen a lot and big fish really bite baits they have not seen very often. So very few times if I'm throwing that bait for individual bass. So most of the time it's a group of fish.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar rule for what we do with it for smallmouth up here.
Yeah, same deal. Or
just a lot smaller.
Yeah.
A lot smaller jig.
Yeah. And you know that guys like Frieder and Brad Leitner, host of Into the Great White Opens on the Straight Cast Network, they also are throwing those chicken jigs up north on rock piles and stuff, Minnesota.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that kind of deal. So not just for legend anymore.
Right. Hair jigs.
Hey, man, I mean, put it all together and here's something that anybody that was bitching can take to heart. You claimed that you did not see one fish eat your bait on the FFS on the forward facing periscope.
That's correct. So small. We've been on. I feel like I've been blabbering forever.
No, you keep going. This is your show, buddy.
Okay,
this is great.
All right, good deal.
We're loving it.
We want more.
There was literally thousands of fish on that place. It was thousands of tilapia, bluegill, catfish, crappie, everything that lives on the Harris chain was on that shell bar. And when you looked at your forward facing, it was a cluster of a mess. There was gar at the top. There was gar at the top of the water column to everything laying underneath them on the bottom. There was just solid fish, and I did catch them using my electronics, but I was using a 360 in my side imaging just because those bass leave a very, very distinguished shadow when you get I'm going to call a scan of them.
Okay.
And you see me looking, everybody said, well, he's staring at his graphs. I'm looking at my GPS and my 360 constantly. But no, I never saw a single fish that I targeted throw to my throw 2 on my forward facing, or C1 eat my bait.
Yeah. So there you have it. And all that equated to your 3rd tournament ever, and your Bassmaster tournament ever, and your first Bassmaster Elite Series victory. Congratulations again, champion Johnny Garrett. Yeah, I mean, so you mentioned Ronnie Moore earlier. You know Ronnie. I mean, Ronnie's a stat guy. So he knows all that stuff. And so we probe Ronnie Moore a lot. I mean, and we probe him hard, John. And he likes it. He likes it. And we probe him for the most down to the nitty-gritty details about anglers' bass and careers that we can conjure up. And
unique details.
And we found out some cool stats on you that really prove that you are a derber. Now, Popcorn, when you talked to Ronnie, did you probe him?
I probed him.
Yeah. Or were
you liked it as usual.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So what we got, what I got out of the intense probing of Ronnie Moore, was that John Garrett has fished 46 Bassmaster tournaments. That's not a hard stat to get. You can get that one.
46.
We're going further.
Yeah. Clun had 500.
Yeah.
Whatever.
True. You're on your way.
Pretty close, John.
46 tournaments. You've got 1 win. We just talked about it.
Yes, sir.
At length.
Hey, now.
9 top 10s in your short Bassmaster career.
We like that.
Very impressive.
We like that.
You've caught 1,303 pounds of bass in your career.
Wait, well, hold on. 46 derbs and 1,100 and
no, 1,303 pounds of bass.
1,303 pounds of bass so far, John. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
you've caught. Bassin'.
Yes.
That's pretty good as a
that is good.
Bassin' master.
You have won $287,161.
All right. For a rookie.
And taking it a step further, we have figured out what you are making per pound of bass that you're catching.
Oh, gosh.
And that number is $221 a pound.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Dude, $221 a pound.
Yep.
That's like Jason Christie money.
That's
almost $1,000 a 4-pounder,
Yeah.
bud.
And you catch more 4-pounders.
Yeah, that's Hackney money.
A better stat than that, for every tournament you're fishing, you're averaging $6,242 for every tournament out of your 46 derbs.
Okay.
That's good considering a lot of those are opens because they don't pay out that great.
And that pays for fluorocarbon and gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
But not bad stats, John. What do you think about that, bud?
Not bad. I'm definitely happy with it. I mean, the past 3 years, I definitely helped those stats out for sure. This last tournament boosted that up. Yeah.
Those are not bad stats. We've done this a lot.
Dude, for a greenhorn, but that win did help for sure. But for a rookie, that's insane, bud. I mean, it really is. With the champions, we have this that Ronnie gives us probing stats.
Well, considering that a lot of those derbies are opens, it's very good.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
Hey, speaking of opening, let's open up a little bit. Okay, let's open up a little bit.
I like that segue.
Yeah. Let's get to know John Garrett a little more. And I'm enjoying getting to know all this stuff about you, and I think the Bass Galaxy is too. That's the point of having champions on, especially when you're a rookie, because there's not a lot of history books written about you yet. You know what I mean? You're writing the chapters as we go. But something I always ask a champion on this show is, it's very Rick Clun-esque, and I have to ask them, did you see yourself holding that trophy up before it happened? Did you creatively visualize it, John? Is it something that you felt, that you saw, anything like that?
I would say I have visualized it. Didn't know if it would come to reality or not. Something that you want. And I think this goes to all the close calls in the Bassmaster Opens, whether it's qualifying or winning a tournament. It's one of them deals. It's like you see Polinick, you see Hackney, you see all these guys that feel like they win one every year kind of deal. And here I am 5 or 6 years in, and have had a lot of opportunities to win. I've never won. So you begin to wonder, like, man, what does it take to win a tournament? And it finally happened. So it's like now that it happened, I'm like, dude, like, okay, like I got what it takes to do it. Like, let's keep trying to knock those out.
You tasted the blood again, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a new level of confidence because it's like it's possible. Like most of those guys all the guys on the Elite Series are not really human. They're 98% bass and 2% hook, and they just slurp them in the boat. And you begin to wonder, like, can you win against those guys? So yeah, visualizing it, yes, but it coming to reality, I don't know if I seen that coming or not.
So, John, you said you were asking yourself, what does it take to win a tournament before you won one? Now that you won one, what's the answer?
So, and we'll have some of my buddies on earlier or later, but like I was talking to them about this, like we have been chasing, me and all my friends have been chasing points in the Bassmaster Opens. I feel like for 35 years now. And it's like, dude, like you don't take risk in the opens because if you take a risk and you miss one single day, if you take a risk and miss in the opens, you are not qualifying for the Bassmaster
You're
Elite
done.
Series.
Okay.
You're done. Whether you need to run, whether the risk is run your boat somewhere, not sure if it needs to be ran, or you're going looking for 5 big bites, you only get 2 of them. Like you can't do that in the opens. And those guys that win tournaments, they take risk every single tournament. And that was the first tournament where I had an opportunity to take a risk because I was going to go to Griffin, was pretty set on it and going to catch 12, 13 pounds a day, come out with a check. But I had a few big bites in Carlton. And on that off day, I was like, you know what? Let's take that risk. Let's go try to make those big bites happen. If I screw up, dude, let's make it up the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the answer,
let's take
all
that
just
risk.
doesn't
I
beat
think a
sport.
lot of those guys take big risk, a lot more than we know. The guys that win.
Gosh, and it's
Danny Brower.
It's exactly. Perfect example. Brower.
Yeah.
I mean,
Davey Height.
guys that take chances do win. No doubt about it, man. Hey, yeah, here's something I really want you to think about, John. And it's a very basic question, but I think it's something that hits home to all of us. How important is bass fishing to you?
No, it's very, very, I mean, it's like you said this earlier, it's like part of our life. It's not like a small part of our life. It almost, besides family, it almost is our life. Like we all have spent what we're doing right now. We're learning about bass fishing on this podcast, and it's like we have spent so many minutes and hours and days and weeks and years and months of learning about a green fish that has a brain the size of a pea, because we're obsessed with those fish and us gaining knowledge and you know it's a huge part of our life. All of us are competitors and we all have the same addiction, and it's learning about those bass. So us having a way to compete, us having a way to compete and fish at the same time. I mean, this tournament bass fishing thing is not only addicting, it's like it's almost who we are as a person.
Yeah.
So
It
and
does.
yeah, Pat and Ryan and all the people watching the show, like we all love bass fishing. I mean, it's like we all have such a like the same, like we're almost partly the same people. And like when we meet each other out in public, like we have that, intuition about each other. It's like, man, like that's a good old boy right there. He likes to catch slimy bass.
He's a proper
And
bassin' man. Yeah.
that's proper bassin' man, and that's just who we are. So
And it's basically, I think, a safe way to answer it, one of the most important things in our lives.
Yeah,
that's how important bass fishing is to us all. Hey, you're you like basketball, ain't it? You're a baller, ain't it?
Yeah.
What who's your favorite Chicago Bull?
I mean, there's only one. There's only Michael Jordan. That's it.
Okay. I have something right
up.
Yeah, I'll hear that. Check this out though. The reason I ask him that is it's exactly what he was talking about taking chances. And I keep this on the desk here, and this is Michael Jordan. And let me read it to you. It says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeeded. That's the great Michael Jordan right there, bud.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
If that doesn't sum up professional bass fishing, I don't know what does.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it really does. All these chances. There's never victory without chances.
Yeah.
From the minute you put that boat in the water and start practicing, you're taking a chance.
Just keep swinging.
Crazy,
keep shooting.
dude. Unreal. Hey, how you doing over there, Genji, in Producerville? How's everything happening over there? Do we have any did security let extra people in or no, Andy?
Not yet.
Okay. Hey, see if you can make sure you put these guys through the metal detector first and then start bringing them on in. Let's get this going on. Hey, we talk about this a lot, John, and now that you got your business degree from Bethel, and of course you talked about being in the industry those years, 5 years prior to you becoming an elite to help you. Do you see bass fishing as paralleling other professional sports? I mean, will we be taken seriously? No disrespect.
I really don't. I don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you. What's up, Robbie? Bobby.
How you doing?
It's Bobby G. And I think that we'll just lay this down on the line with guys like Bobby G as professionals. Of course we'll be accepted as professional, as a legit professional sport, right, Johnny?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Johnny and Bobby are gonna bring the forefront to the bass fishing world. Yeah.
Bass Galaxy, give it up for the one and only Bobby G. Robert G. What's up,
going?
What's going on, man?
Walk the hat, John. Go
look happy. Are you at home in your Bass Palace?
I am. I just got done boiling some flukes for Lake Murray.
See what I mean, John? It's the common denominator that we all share. It's like, how many people are you just going to go up to and they're going to think you're cool just because you said I'm boiling some flukes?
How many people would even know what
yeah,
that meant?
well, let me tell you, half of the audience out there thinks that you're a badass just because you said I'm just sitting around boiling some flukes. You know what I mean? And speaking of badasses, Bass Galaxy, give it up for the other roomie, one of the other ones. It's Logan Parks.
What's up?
What's going on, LP?
Logan Darks right now.
He is Logan Darks. Where are you right now? Are you?
There
he is. Hey, woo! We were getting scared.
Pulled up to my house.
He was going to tell ghost stories or
something.
Yeah. Hey, John, I think you already knew that it's upside down, Logan. Oh, there he is. I think you already knew that we're bringing some of your buddies here. Yeah, to talk some bass and congratulate you on these on this amazing milestone in your fishing career. And with that being said, too, we got a little deal here on Straight Cast, and we kind of do like a 20 questions interrogation type thing. And I'm going to ask your friends questions about you.
Oh,
is that okay? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, I'm curious to hear.
Where's Cody Huff, by the way? Where's
Yeah.
Cody Huff? Is he banned? Do we have to ban Cody Huff from Stray Cast?
I'm trying.
Okay. All right. All right. Let us know if Logan needs to ban him or not. Hey, so John, I've got to be in the boat with two of your buds so far, and you're coming up, just so you know. But Logan and I, we tore it up out there. Bobby G, I had like 28 pounds in the first 5 minutes as a marshal. Bobby comes up. I mean, what'd you end up with? 26 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Bad. I mean, you almost got the marshal bag. But I mean, we're gonna have a good time, Johnny. That's all.
Sounds good.
Saying. Hey, so let me ask. Well, let me just throw it out there. let me throw it out there. And to you three guys, who's the biggest sandbagger in the house?
John.
Oh, is he?
Definitely,
Without a doubt.
Oh, wait a minute. Both of you, John, they did not hesitate. They both said, "Oh, without a doubt, John." Logan and Rob both answered simultaneously. What do you think about that?
I think they're probably right.
You should have heard him at Harris game.
Yeah, if you don't believe us, go watch the new YouTube video and count. I mean, if you did a drinking challenge like you do with this show for how many times John sandbagged, you would be.
Oh, because it's documented. I see.
Evidence.
I mean, he wasn't catching anything. Not a bass.
Not a thing. Just not even biting. I never even hardly fished here. Yeah. That's all.
I'll be lucky to catch 5 12-inchers.
How's your day, John? Good, because it's an off day and I don't have to be on the Harris chain. It's so awful.
Yeah, they're right.
They're right. He's not even denying it. I like it. I like it.
It's not necessarily that. I mean, like, clearly you guys see them. I do not lie to anybody about what I've caught or found in practice. It's just that when I find something, I almost expect it to go away by the tournament. So I'm like, yeah, I found a school of fish, but it was right at dark and the birds were diving and the shad were schooled up and they're probably not going to be there Thursday. So yeah, my practice sucked.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
I like it. Setting the bar low. It's good. I like it.
It's the one and only world famous Cody Huff. Welcome to the Straight Cash Show, Cody. Yes.
I got a little.
Are you there, Code?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Sorry about that. I got a little bit sidetracked. I had some coyotes run through the field by the house, and I got.
Oh, did you shoot them?
I tried to. They got away.
Okay. All I got around here in the hood to shoot is possums. You know what I mean? I'd take some coyotes any day, boys.
Lots of those.
I'd take some coyotes.
A target's a target. They all blow up.
Hey, Cody, gonna catch you up. We just learned that your roomie, Bassmaster Elite Series champion Johnny Garrett, is the biggest sandbagger in the house.
That's pretty accurate, honestly.
Yeah. Just catching you up. I didn't think you were gonna disagree or anything, but
no, appreciate it. I'm glad I know where we're standing now.
Yeah. 3 against 1. There it is. John Garrett, the biggest sandbagger. I'm going to throw this out now to the whole house here. And which one of you 4 is most likely to end up in jail in the Hoosgow? Well, out of the 4 of you guys.
Logan.
Oh, Logan.
Right there.
He's got those.
He's above Cody. Don't point at me.
I'm going on.
Oh,
me.
Bobby, what are you saying?
That's tough.
They're a bunch of hooligans, aren't they?
Rob, what would happen if somebody came in the house about 9:30 and just slammed that door?
That is true. John might pounce up on you. But,
John's got a mean streak to him, huh?
I got cranky at the house for slamming doors and my baby was sleeping.
Oh, well, that's an acceptable reason.
It was, yeah. I had to apologize to both people because I knew it was wrong.
Who's peeking in there, Cody? Who's peeking in? I see you. Hi. How you doing?
She got too close, didn't she?
We need to get one of those signs like they have at the hotel, like the "Do Not Disturb" sign, and then John can start hanging that on the doorknob so we don't.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
So John's most likely to go postal. And why would Logan get arrested? I don't know. He looks like an innocent frat boy, doesn't he?
That's why he's an innocent frat boy, and frat boys get thrown in handcuffs in the back of cop cars.
Absolutely, they do. All right, so I'm accepting both of these answers. Hey, out of the 4 of you, which one is most likely to end up pregnant?
Rob.
Bobby G. Yeah, everybody points at Bobby. I just made. I don't even know why I asked that. It's not even on here. The stupidest question in the world.
Bobby's just so innocent.
That kid's amazing. Fertile, the one and only Bobby McGee. Hey, so Cody, if you had to tell the Bass Galaxy who John Garrett's bass fishing hero is, who do you think it is?
Who does the Bass Fishing Galaxy think it is, or who?
No, who is it? Who is it? Who do you think it is?
Man, I don't know.
Bass hero.
I feel like John's bass and hero would be probably KVD.
KVD.
You know, John had to grow up watching him crank him up on Kentucky Lake, and he was probably sitting at home like, oh, baby, I got it.
Ledge dogging. Yeah. I get it. What is that accurate, John, or no?
Somewhat accurate, I feel like. I feel like it's changed a few times. I don't think I could do that. But I really enjoyed watching Van Dam destroy people with a 6XD on Tennessee River when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I also loved watching Greg Hackney flipping a jig around anything he can and catching them like that. But I feel like now, like, well, really ever since that I started fishing the opens, I've been a huge Jordan Lee fan because he grew up the same way that Cody and Rob and Logan and I did, and he's just absolutely crushed it. So seeing a guy come through the same way we did, it's just absolutely killing it. I love pulling for him for sure.
Yeah, and Jordan, I mean, that's a story of bassing in itself, right there.
Yeah,
100%. Hey, I mean, you guys are all known for having some prowess with the forward-facing sonar. That being said, have you found that in your, let's call it, studies, your fishing, that well, hold on. I'm gonna finish, Johnny. Do you think that you find that bass have a better memory than one might think, or a worse memory? So are they dumber or smarter than we might think, based on your learnings with forward-facing?
Are you asking me or the house?
Whoever wants to field it.
I want Cody's answer first. That's what I want.
Okay. You got a champ. You're the champ.
I don't know. I don't really think they get like smarter to stuff necessarily, as they're either in a good mood or a bad mood. It's kind of what I feel like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, I feel like that kind of changes what they want to bite. It just kind of depends what day you're out there messing with them, I feel.
So it's just when they're in a good mood, they're dumb.
I think so. Yeah. When they're
it makes sense too. It really does make sense. John said something earlier about when a big bass sees a new bait, it has a tendency to eat it. Do you guys all agree with that?
For sure.
That's a strong statement. That should have so many people whittling in their garage right now. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We threw some pretty freaky stuff, didn't we, Pat? We didn't get any bites.
Yeah, I thought you threw one of Takumi's blue balls, didn't you? I saw you were wacky rigging Takumi's blue balls.
Hey, I promise you, there was not a bass on Rodman that had ever seen that before.
That's true.
It ran away from it.
Those Rodman bass were in a bad mood.
Every one of them that saw Takumi's blue balls, they looked at it and then they sniffed them, but then they went away. Did you notice that?
Look, the quote was, "Big bass eat new baits." Logan was throwing it tiny bass with new baits. Tiny bass don't eat new baits. Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
I have a question for you guys. I don't want John to answer this. I want someone else to answer.
Oh, I like it.
I want to know what a complimentary hot breakfast consists of on a hunting trip.
Oh,
what is the complimentary hot breakfast?
Hot deer sausage.
No, a honey bun. First and foremost.
A hot honey bun?
Yeah.
John warms it up for him?
Yeah. It can be cold. It don't matter, but a honey bun is go-to.
Is that what you supply on your guide trips, John?
No honey buns.
He looks like he wants to hurt you guys.
It's a honey bun?
I'm not sure.
No, I didn't know we were going with this. No, I don't supply. if you want a honey bun on a trip with me, you bring your own honey bun. Yeah.
Well, what's the breakfast you supply?
He's gourmet.
Usually I would say the Denny's buffet. Because
Wow.
I mean,
It brings the whole buffet.
yeah,
You-
I would say so. It just depends on pancakes, sausage, bacon, biscuits a lot of times, or
Yeah.
some kind of slaughter sandwiches. Yeah, pretty solid breakfast.
Awesome.
I like it.
I'm in.
I think a lot of start cooking before
Hey.
every day like that.
Yeah, we noticed that that John's very passionate, guys. I mean, he's passionate about the sport, passionate about life, no doubt about it. I mean, he smells lots of stuff. He loves bass, and you could just tell he's very passionate about his catches. Have you guys noticed that about him?
For
Oh
sure.
yeah.
I mean, that's the deal. That was I like the Bassmaster highlights because you got to show some
Hey.
respect for the fish.
Let's talk about. You said something about being passionate. And I take things to heart, so I'm just going to go with a random story here.
Okay.
Back at Bethel University, Cody's trying to leave because he knows I'm about to call him out. He just blacked
Uh-oh.
out for a second.
Uh-oh.
Back at Bethel University, we had a house, and Cody and his good friend Pud would leave his
What's his friend's name?
Pud. That's his friend's
Okay.
name. Pud. Pud.
Gotcha.
And they would leave their firearms in my closet
Nice.
because they could not keep them on campus. Cody's really struggling right now. He's making my head hurt. Looking
He's
at him
spinning
doing that.
Cody Huff.
Yes.
And you lost the
And-
sound code. Okay.
Yeah.
You there, Cody?
So
Oh,
Uh-oh.
he's out.
yeah.
He's
you
out.
must
So
have really been
anyway,
calling him out.
yeah. He would leave his firearms in gun, rifle, whatever it is, in my closet. All hours of the night, early in the morning, he would bust my door open when I'm sleeping, come in, get his guns, and go hunting. And not one single time did he ever invite me to go hunting with him. Not one time.
Wow. Holy cow. Where's Cody? Did you hear any of that?
Heard it. Bethel, and then I lost him.
Okay, so I'm gonna recap this for you. You used to keep your firearms in Johnny's closet, and you would always come busting in the door to get your gats, and you never would invite him to go hunting with you. Not once, Cody.
Man, there was no need to take John. He has like the best deer hunting spot in Tennessee. Like he goes and shoots monsters and like hunting one day. Kind of like the best place you could ever imagine for killing big bucks. So I was kind of embarrassed to take him to my stinky little spots.
Oh,
Deer out there, so he just goes and shoots big ones.
that's a good cover up. Good job, Cody. You buying that, John?
No, heck no. Because most of the time they weren't even doing, I'm saying, legal hunting. Most of the time
Whoa.
they were shooting. Most of the time they were shooting Pat's possums out of trash cans, and I wanted to be a part of it. And I never got to be a part of it. So I would just lay in my bed and just accept that no one likes me around here. I'm just going to keep getting used for my closet.
Come on, you know.
Yeah, Cody, man. Yeah, you got to keep your firearm somewhere. It's good that you got an education. You know what I mean?
At least I didn't take. That wouldn't have went very. That wouldn't.
That's
Keep your friends close. Keep your firearms close to your friends.
that's right. You can pick your friend's nose, but you can't pick your friend's firearms.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how that goes.
Pick your
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I don't know any of that. Hey, look how happy you guys look. Y'all look so happy. Are you guys just so happy because your roomie won a blue trophy this year?
That's
We're
honestly
stoked.
the coolest
So,
thing. It's like somebody like that close. It's just special, man.
hell yeah, it is, dude. So Cody, like, just be completely honest about this question right now when you answer it. Out of the four of you in the house, who did you think would win a blue trophy first?
Man, it's hard to guess. Everybody's so good. Everybody's so good at different stuff. But John's like that guy been due for so long that like you all, because he's always knocking on the door, so close in so many tournaments, it just hasn't happened. I mean, it was just one of those things that just it was bound to happen, and his time was up.
Yeah, I see it too. I see everybody nodding. It's like you guys kind of had that feeling, didn't you?
For sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Johnny, that your buds respect you that much too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, for as little time, I mean, me and Cody go way back, but it's for a little time that me and Logan and the whole group and Rob, like all of us, have spent together. The amount of respect and how close we've all gotten is it's pretty crazy. I mean, we do live in the same house, I guess, for now 13 weeks of the year, so we got to get pretty close pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, we all got pretty close pretty quick, so I'm happy with the household. I'll say that.
It's
Except
a good
when they
dynamic.
slam doors at 9:30.
Yeah, but just punch them from now on. Punch them right in the face because it'll be
Oh, they
good.
got
Yeah, no, that's going to be good for your video, your YouTube channel that you guys got. And speaking of that, let's bring in Jack, the video guy. Is Jack on deck?
Jack.
Akbar.
Jack Knife.
I mean, it's pretty cool, man. You guys are documenting your life on the Bassmaster Elite Series, and are I mean, I guess we should wait for Jack, but I guess we can get started on this. Is Logan? You're kind of the one that started this whole deal up, right?
Yeah, so I met Jack last November when we actually did the high school college chaos tournament in Auburn, the tournament that I hosted for high school and college anglers.
Yeah, I remember when he came on Straight Cast about it. Yep.
Yeah, so Abu hired some guys to come down and film the tournament and do some cool, work for to capture it and all that. And Larry Melton Jr. came and he brought Jack with him, and Jack was kind of like this, if you seen him, you were kind of like, who is that? What's he doing? Because he's got a beanie and he's all tatted up. And I actually got to start to talking to him at the tournament. I'm like, dude, this guy's awesome, and he did great work. And I kind of just reached out to him, was like, hey, I really want to get my YouTube going, and I want to have someone document what we're trying to accomplish here. Especially as a rookie on the Elite Series, tell the story of our whole season. And he was all about it. And like John was saying, getting to know these guys. I've really spent a lot of time getting to know Jack over the past few months, and the more I get to know him, the more, I feel like we become closer friends. He's really, really a good dude, and we couldn't have found a better guy for the job.
Do you guys, let me ask you, Champ Johnny, do you enjoy watching the stuff back? Like, how does it make you feel when you get to watch what's going on here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, me and Cody talked about it when we were in college. Like, dude, if we could have had all this stuff filmed, we'd have had some sick stuff called and a lot of funny moments. And now, like, literally, this podcast is a great example of how our house is. Every minute we're not on the water. It's like we're all joking. Jack loves giving Rob a hard time. Like, we're all cutting up and having a good time. Like, we have smiles on our face the entire time. And I think that's something, I mean, I love looking back on, and I think it's worth documenting I guess we're all just so happy and giddy, and we're not just like so focused on like, oh, we're just trying to catch a bass. If we don't, I hate the world. Because I think all four of us are just extremely happy of the platform we're able to be on and what we do for a living. I think it's a great outlook at the industry and what it's kind of really about. So not just for us looking back on memories, but for other people outside looking in. I think it's something great to look on.
And ladies and gentlemen, here he is, video guy Jack. Welcome to the Straight Cast Show, buddy. Welcome. Awesome mustache.
Thank you. So
we thought you might have been the first guy out of the roommates in the house that ended up in jail and you couldn't make it tonight, but we're glad you're here.
That's a safe guess. I mean, honestly, that's a really safe guess. No one would have thought John, but I mean, just happened to be that way.
Hey, you don't mess with a guy when his baby's trying to sleep. Number one rule of the house.
So you guys already talked about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're wearing an FBD hat. I like that about you.
Well, I mean, honestly, the funniest thing about that whole story was, like, I'm pretty sure Logan thought John was joking. And then Logan's like, yeah, I'm slamming doors.
Logan's all frat boying, just smiling. And
Yeah.
Johnny's ready to tear his head off.
And
I was
Rob
like,
too,
I'm
though.
slamming doors. What's the big deal?
And then John was like, I'll tell you the
you're
big
working
deal.
my bunker.
Where's the keg?
Then not even 5 minutes later, I come through, not even knowing. Slam that thing even harder. It all hell
He
broke
came
loose.
unglued.
Lord. John came out in his underwear just swinging an axe.
Like, I was like, whoa.
He had a machete all of a sudden in nunchucks.
Swinging
Throwing
a
stars.
pocket.
Swinging a what, Code?
Swinging an axe with his hands in his pocket.
Hey, Jack, you're capturing bass fishing history, whether you know it or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Cody's the seasoned veteran of this group too. So.
He's our dad.
It's definitely cool to be along the ride, though. You know, like when Logan first contacted me about everything, I didn't know what to expect. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely. You sound great.
I didn't know what to expect. You know, I'm not used to shooting, fishing, and being on the water like hours on end. I'm used to shooting rappers and athletes and football players to that extent. And so it's really just been a whole learning process, man. But like every day, I just think about it, whether I'm up in my job or editing, and it's just cool. It's just cool to look back on everything I've gotten so far, and it's memories that we'll all be able to have for a lifetime, and look back on this moment and be like, wow, that was so fun, or I can't believe we got through that week. That was so tough, and it's really cool.
You've been in the business a while. Like you said, you film rappers, you film professional athletes. You know about star quality. I mean, Jack, you know about star quality, and come on, let's just be real. Bobby G's got the star quality.
Oh, dude.
I mean, that kid, Logan even said it. He's like, that's my favorite part about the channel. Rob's just always cracking us up.
Oh, dude, if you could see half the stuff that we can't put in there because it's too funny,
Wait, where's that at? Do I get that?
I don't know if anyone's ever going to get that.
We were talking about doing a Patreon, a pay to subscribe, and having the uncensored, uncut edition on there. $69 a month.
Well, true story. When Fighter Robertson and I filmed the show called The Proper Bassin' Men, and we can't release it because we'll all be what do you call that? Canceled from the industry. But we wanted to do it on OnlyFans and just release it on OnlyFans. OnlyFans. Yes. Thank you, Ryan. It's the God. But you guys,
Someone just commented on the new video. RA Fishing said Rob is legendary.
He is. I mean, Bobby G is. I mean, I'm telling you what. When the kid's got charisma, you know what I'm saying, Jack?
He does. He's got the Riz. That's what the kids call the Riz nowadays. Charisma, Riz for short. Risley Adams, the Risley Bear. All that.
Yeah, yeah. He's based.
Oh, okay, Pat. All right.
Gosh.
I think one of the best things that we have going in this house is that Jack loves to roast people, but the only person he roasts is Bobby G, and it is really funny. Jack and Rob is just a constant roast back and forth, and it couldn't get any better.
Constant. Rob's favorite things on earth are Snapchat filters. So if you ever see him at a weigh-in and you're like in the cut somewhere, just pull out a filter and just get him and send it to him. He'll love it.
I mean, I will be sleeping, and then Jack's over here filming with me with a filter over my face. I'm like, big nose, or like look like a chipmunk or something. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm just trying to sleep.
That's bass fishing, guys.
That's his fault. He needs to be more secure in where he chooses to sleep, because I'm on the couch most of the time, right? So if Rob falls asleep on the couch, it's kind of in my territory. You know what I'm saying? So I need to. It's a lesson learned, really.
Hey, so I mean, Jack, Cody, Rob. Oh, look at
that's perfect.
Oh my gosh! For those listening on the podcast tomorrow, John Garrett just put up a picture of Bobby G with a filter. I mean, Gosh dang, are you sexy, Bobby? That's all I'm saying.
That's all the time.
There's
That's Jack
hundreds
and
of
Rob.
more.
Hey, Logan, share with us.
Do you have Deep John with his hand?
Say it again, Cody. You keep
No.
cutting out.
We'll let Jack tell him about that one. He fell asleep with his phone unlocked with it just in his hand playing.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
All right.
That
Hey,
was an interesting one. Hold on.
what in the world is going on here? All right, come on. We're just holding up different pictures of Logan. Tell us your favorite John Garrett story so far in the 2024 Elite Series.
So far,
Besides
on
the
Elite
victory.
Series,
Yeah, besides the victory.
there was actually something really unique that happened the week after the victory at the St. John's River. John, we all ate some food, and I think it was kind of hurting our tummies a little bit the morning before the tournament. And so John decided that, I'm going to leave the house, and I guess he'd been rigging up some poles the night before, and, he's got that fancy little thing on his roof that opens up like a coffin, and it holds all of his extra rods in it, and he would get some extra rods out, and I don't know if he forgot to latch it closed or if he left it open, but he got in the truck the next morning, and his tummy started aching, so he started, stepping on that gas to get to the convenience store to get to the destination, and he said he started hearing some like boom, 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 like some weird noises, and he thought he hit something with the boat trailer, and he pulled up to the gas station, and all dirty rods. There was like 2 rods left in his rod coffin, and it was wide open on the roof of his truck.
Oh no, just a bunch of loose sticks flying everywhere.
So if you're over there or wherever that road we were on, there's about 30 rods laying around if you want to go grab one in the median.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, it was a dire emergency, and I was going way too fast.
What was it you guys had? Chicken or something?
Yeah, I think it was the lasagna.
The lasagna, that's right. It was the Italian. I remember now. Yeah, Logan, you were gurgling too.
we don't have to talk about
I think that's kind of why he had to leave, because I was already occupying the bathroom. He was like, "Oh, I got to get to the store because there's not an open bathroom." He hightailed it out of there.
Hey, Bobby, tell me in your words what you think about your buddy John Garrett's victory.
I think it's freaking awesome, especially just the we didn't really have as a whole, like we didn't have like we weren't confident at all about the Harris chain, like not one bit, and for him to pull it out like that, and it's just incredible. And like we all don't really like the Harris chain the greatest, but for him to win it there and for us to qualify for the elites on that place, it's kind of just came full circle there.
And I thought it was cool how you guys were all there to support your bud and watch him achieve history, Bassmaster history. Pretty cool, man. You're a good bunch of dudes. Yeah, like 3rd time's a charm. It is.
What was it? 37th largest margin of victory in Bassmaster history, right? Something like that.
How many?
37th.
Did you probe Ronnie Moore too?
No,
Johnny, he probed Ronnie Moore too. He's 37. You won by what? 10 pounds, John? Wow, it's quite a victory. It's because they never saw a deer hair jig.
That's true.
See, Logan, you should have been not throwing Takumi's blue balls and throwing a deer hair jig and sniffing that instead of blue balls.
I don't know if John disclosed this earlier or not, but we're actually splitting the winnings because that was my Deer jig.
Is that right,
Oh,
Logan?
really?
Dun, dun. This just in, breaking news. So all right, let's be real about this. It's a preacher head jig, and then you just take the deer tail. First, you go in the woods, you set out some salt blocks, some salt licks, and then you jump on the deer, you slit its throat, and then you cut its tail off. And then how do you tie
You
it?
could leave. You could just cut the tail off. You don't have to slice its throat, Pat.
Yeah,
if
but
you
you
get
gotta
that
get-
close, you could just.
How do you get it
You
to
could
sit
just take
still?
the tail if you want to.
Well, how do you get it to sit still then? You sneak up on it and just snatch its tail like an engine?
You got to be
No,
fair.
you shoot it off with an arrow.
You gotta
There
put
we
out
go.
the yellow salt, not the white salt. The yellow.
Okay. Yeah, don't eat yellow snow either. We learned that in the north.
Deer's like the
You know,
yellow.
Someone in the I don't know if y'all look at the comments or not, but someone just said we need a Pat hair jig.
Yeah, well, they
we
have
do.
those. They have
We
those.
do.
Fighter made one of those ones.
Really?
He did. Yeah, that exists. But I gave it to Ryan from Crestliner. Not this Ryan, but Ryan from. They have never seen the Pat hair jig. That's right, and that means Eric Kirkpatrick. Ginge, how did you do that? That was amazing. I didn't know the ninja could put comments up there. And there's actually like true story, and I don't want to talk about this anymore. But there's a Berkeley spinnerbait right now that has the same exact tones. You know that color, Logan. I don't know what it is, but it's the same tones as my hair, and I've been smashing them on it. It's like the best color ever. I don't know what it is. I told Rutherford that he needs to send us 40 of them each. They're that good.
That Edwin Evers color.
Who? What'd you say? Who is that?
It's that E2 color. E squared.
Who's he? I'm not sure who you mean. But anyway, Johnny, you are an amazing bass fisherman. And you won your first Elite Series event in only 3 derbs, dude. 3 derbs. Jack, did you think you'd get to cover any of that kind of stuff? I mean, come on.
Eventually, it was a matter of time. I mean, honestly, like all jokes aside, all the dudes in the house just know how to catch them. You know, obviously, people are going to have those tournaments where they don't catch them as good as they have in previous tournaments. But I knew it was a matter of time before somebody got a blue trophy. And, you know, and I'm hoping now that one's in the house, just going to start ringing them off. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the momentum effect. You know what I mean? Hey, Cody, this has been a fun party. I'm glad you got to come hang out, too, for a bit. We were nervous that you weren't going to make it.
Well, I wasn't paying any attention. Like I said, I got all my coyote chasing, and I about missed out on the fun stuff.
Hey, Bobby, look at him. He is like granddaddy of the house, just rocking on his chair.
Cody
Just
and Kara are
rocking on
mom
his
and
chair.
dad.
Yeah,
on the
shout out
floor.
to Kara also, who was on there
Yeah.
earlier. They're our mom and dad on the road.
Oh, nice.
100%.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
that's the weirdest thing ever because John's older than me. So everybody's like, "Oh, you're the old guy in the house." I was like, "I'm not the oldest guy. John's actually the old guy."
John still looks like he's 12, though.
You think? I think John looks older than he is. Honestly,
Somebody called him McLovin the other day, and I about died.
Hey, it's been a fun party, but I think we got to wrap it up. Let's give away some prizes, guys. What do you think?
Let's
What
do
do you
it.
think? Hey, Gingy, let's give away the Waterland sunglasses first. John, what were the frames we were giving away again?
Ashers.
The Asher frames. Okay. And this is the Champion's Delight Asher frame. John Garrett, which just happened right now. Do you have a winner, John? Did we get you a winner?
I don't guess so.
Is there one on the text machine?
Yeah, he's looking at his phone.
Incoming.
Incoming text.
Hot off the press. Warren Beard.
Warren Beard.
Warren?
That's a cool name, bro. Yeah. Yeah, Warren Beard won. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So all he's got to do
Congratulations,
is,
my dear fellow.
yeah, that's awesome. Thanks to all the good peeps at Waterland Sunglasses. And all you got to do, Warren, is direct message JR Rockin' Shoal Fantasy to the Straight Cast Bookface, and he's going to have Zach and the rest of the bunch send you out some shades. Throw some shades.
Oh, yeah,
with
dangerous
water.
person to message.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Hey, So we're giving away a box of Tin Cup whiskey goodness too. Ginge, who gets that one? Who are you going to text that one to, Gingy?
Robert G's got it.
Oh, he's Bobby. You're going to give away the Tin Cup box of goodness tonight. I like it.
Sure.
I like it. Maybe they need to send you guys something for the house too.
Ooh.
Yeah, some Tin Cup.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? The frat boy needs some Tin Cup over there, Logan Parks. You know what I mean? Bobby, hit it with us.
So the Tin Cup winner is Tim Wilcox.
What?
Tim Wilcox.
Tim Wilcox. You won.
Way to go, Tim.
Way to go, bud.
Timmy. Attaboy.
Timmy won.
Exactly. Way to go, Tim.
Hey, guys, Lake Murray coming up. When you leave, what's practice? Sunday or Monday?
Monday.
Okay. Event starts Thursday. Do you miss it already? I mean, you've been home for a couple weeks. Are you ready to get out there and smash bass again?
Oh yeah.
I mean, Johnny's tasted blood. He's ready to go. Still fresh. Logan's ready for some redemption. You know what I mean? Bobby
I've
G.
been fishing over here on Fort Loudon, and I can tell y'all I'm ready to leave. It's been horrible.
Okay.
I mean, absolutely horrible.
Cody, where you been bassing?
Man, I've been bassing on bull shoals, and it's a juice hole like always. It's full of bass. But
Okay.
Bassmaster won't come here anymore. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll come one day.
Yeah, and there it is, man. I mean, and it's full of them too. I hear right now, full of them, piled up.
Hey Pat, I got a big favor.
Sure, of course, buddy.
I need to know. So I've got Rob's lookalike in my mind. Like,
Okay.
my best friend and Rob. Okay. So, and he's actually at
I'm
my.
sexier.
So
Wait, he's here?
I'm sexier, Pat.
You have a doppelganger?
This is Pud. This is what I was talking
Oh, this
about.
is Pud? Wait,
This
so
is
Pud
Pud.
looks just like Bob T.
I'm telling you, Pat, I'm sexier.
Okay. Where's the world famous?
What's up?
Look at him.
They're the same, dude. They're the
You
same.
guys are brothers from another mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. He almost looks like Matt Robertson's buddy Wendell too. Like I think Wendell, Pud, and Bobby G are all brothers. Actually,
Triplets.
yeah, some bizarre south of the Mason-Dixon line stuff going on right there. The hey, thank you for that, Cody.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a highlight. I'm not going to disagree with you. You're not wrong. But yeah, you, Bobby and Pud. I mean, you guys need to do a runway sexy off, I guess. If you just want to figure this out for real, Jack will film it. It's not a problem.
I'll film it.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Do a little
Oh, I'm
runway.
definitely down for that. I'm winning that.
He's winning that one hands down. Johnny, thank you so much for coming on the Straight Cash Show. We are so proud of you, dude, for bringing home your first Bassmaster Elite Series.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah, I mean, really, all kidding aside, one of the most important things that'll ever happen in your life besides family stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me. Been a great time, and all these dudes around this box right here. Appreciate them and their women's and my wife and family. Man, it's been crazy fun so far.
It's great. You're a big band of fishing gypsies now, aren't you? All together on the road. I like it. Hey, Cody.
Can I plug one thing before we go?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead, Jack.
Dropped a new video on the YouTube featuring everybody here, which we always do, but it's great. It's a lot of personality, you know, because there's an off day and the cancellation at Harris or the postponement. So you get to see a lot of personality from the guys. You know, it's very funny, some laughs. Cody's boat dropped, and we had to pick it up by hand.
Oh, yikes!
Jack slid out from underneath it. So it's a good watch. It's quick, 12 minutes. Give it a look.
Tell everybody where to find it, bud.
Logan Park's YouTube channel. Just look up Logan Parks Fishing, it will pop up.
There it is. Check it out.
The next episode coming soon with the big blue trophy.
I like it. I like the confidence, Logan. There it is. Excellent. Hey, what's the name? You guys got a name for your house? Like, you got to have a name for your band. Every band has a name.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone's vocally like declared, "Hey, this is the house of whatever." But
House
I'm
of
letting them
Dragons
figure
is
it out.
taken. That's
Yeah.
yes, that one's taken. But I mean, that would be appropriate for you guys.
The Lonely Island is taken.
Yeah, Lonely Island Boys is
Yeah.
taken. But can you guys work on that for us, though? I mean, is that too much to ask? Can you come up with
We'll dig it up.
Yeah, thank you. And then dedicate it to Stray Cast on your channel, okay?
Sure.
That's all we ask. And then
We'll do
pay us
that.
royalties for every view. That's all we ask. It's that simple. John Garrett, congratulations once again. Logan, Bobby, Cody, and Jack, thanks for coming aboard.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having us, Pat.
We'll see you guys over in Lake Murray.
You
Hey,
will.
brothers.
Y'all be
Best of
safe,
luck to all of
guys.
you. Peace, boys. Win some trophies,
See you guys.
boys. Come on the Stray Cast show.
Let's do it. I
Sure.
want to win the trophy.
There it is. Hey, another exciting rendition
Yes,
of
sir.
Stray Cast. I had fun with these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to get to know the rookies on the Elite Series. It really is.
You can tell they stay together a lot.
Yeah, a bunch of
You guys are
shining
tight.
personalities.
Yeah.
Coming through.
Yeah.
Hey, so next week, I believe it's Into the Great White Opens with Cody Meyer.
Nice.
Yes. Ooh, I like this. I feel like we're. Wait. Yeah, man. Sail across the seas in the vast galaxy, man. Ryan, I'd like to thank the people that make this show possible.
Jabassin, all right.
Slapping the bass. You know what I mean? Hey, Omnia Fishing, thank you for your support. And the Omnia Premium Pro. It is Premium Pro.
It's premium.
Omnia Premium Pro. Omnia Peter Pres Peoria Premium Pro. Pick the peck of Piper Pickles. Check them out,
Premium Pro.
OmniaFishing.com. SimsFishing.com. The coolest clothes in Bassin. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Bob's Jack Plate. I got the new Bobs on. I got that colored deal that matches the power poles. They colored it red. Dude, it's too cool for Esqualia.
Gotta get up to get down.
Got to get up to get down. Yeah. Impulse lithium batteries. Ryan told you all about that. Thanks, Bill and Darlene Weidler. Bill is the godfather of forward-facing sonar, in case you didn't know. 2019 St. Clair Derby. Power pole. We power pole up and down for pleasure, of course. Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bassin. Berkeley Abu Garcia. It's pure fishing. Staying afloat with Crest Liner. That's a boat. Ryan's in Lund now. Running the Brunswick brand. Waterland, thank you for your contribution tonight and your prize on the Johnny Garrett Show. And ladies and gentlemen, cut it up with White River Knives. Hey, I'm Pat Renwick. I bid you peace. I bid you. Ryan Whitaker's going to tie some tightrope jigs and catch some basses.
Going to sleep.
Yeah. Check out ChicagoBassFishing.com. This show, as well as every bass fishing episode of Stray Cast, the glorified version of a bass and talk show, is produced by Andrew Ellenberger. It is available on every podcast platform, as well as the Bookface, as well as the YouTube, as well as the Roku, as well as the Shrimp Scampi, as well as the Shrimp something, as well as the Shrimp Alfredos, as well as the Bass Fishing Pantry Sauce, which was Gambler Bang. Smells like Gambler Bang, but it's really Little Caesar's Pizza, and it's not Little Caesar's Pizza. It's just Gambler's Bang. You can just cut me off anytime you want, because I'm just going to keep wearing it. We'll keep swinging.